Okay, well, is it working now? Yeah, that was weird. Why is this? Hold on, let me find out what's going on here. It's almost like this is on the wrong thing again. Students. Oh. And like that. Wow, what is this screen? The camera's having fun too. Hold on. Source mic not muted. That was weird. It like decided it's not going to. I'll fix that here in a sec. There we go. Okay. That's voice chat Discord. All right, cool. Okay, so that should be fixed now. Hey, thanks for, wow guys, already getting a level 5 hype train hopefully. Anyway guys, welcome to AMD week here at Robeytech, and next week, so for the next couple weeks, we'll be pretty much focused on getting AMD, showing you guys the latest and greatest from AMD and what they have to offer. Yeah, pretty excited about this. Today we're gonna be focusing on the 9700X, we're gonna be doing the 9600X tomorrow. We're gonna be doing a budget focused build. And then we're gonna do like a 7950X build this week as well. Then next week we'll do a 9900X, 9950X, and then also, of course, also probably a 7800X 3D build. So kind of giving you guys the full gamut of pretty much everything that's going on here. We're also gonna have VMOC joining us in a couple of weeks. He's gonna be flying out here. We're gonna be doing an overclocking session showing off what we can do with the 9000 series processors. So, it is showing of the Ryzen 4070. I don't know what that's saying. Is it a showing of the Ryzen 4070? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is all the stuff that we're going in here and and kind of talking about. So one of the things that I have learned, and I am gonna do a little bit of a diatribe here in a second, guys, is stop listening to rumors. I think that's just kind of one of the things, right? I think it's one of those things that we have like, I'm kind of done with people like just saying like, you know, there's all sorts of rumors out there and here's what people are expecting the CPUs to do, and then they come out and people are surprised they aren't like, you know, the second coming. So that's the thing, right? Like that's just the kind of thing is that in general, like it's just one of those things that until you have independent reviews, you really shouldn't believe anything that you say. Now, that being said, our review of the 9700X was actually relatively favorable for a couple reasons. One, given the fact that it's 88 watts, or sorry, 88 PPT or 65 watts TDP. The thing that makes it really awesome is for small form factor builds like this, it still did really good in our gaming benchmarks. And then the other thing too is that, again, it's a very impressive chip for what they're able to accomplish given what it's able to do at the wattage and temperatures, because like when we were doing things under load in our testing, the thing was sitting at 54 degrees Celsius, which is actually pretty impressive. So, you know, when we thought about builds for each one of these chips, honestly, we wanted to make sure and showcase things that these particular chips are going to be good at. But you know, we obviously have reviews that we still have to do on the 9950X and the 9900X. There's a lot we can't talk about there, but once we kind of have a full picture on the whole thing, we will of course do a full deep dive. Now let's talk about giveaways real quick because we have 2 minutes left. If we get level 5 hype train, guys, we give away a $25 Newegg gift card right away. The other thing too is if we get 250 likes over at youtube.com/Robeytech live, we'll give away a $25 Newegg gift card. If we get a level 5, if we get 50 subs, we'll give away a $50 Newegg gift card. And then all of that goes towards the PC build giveaway for this month, which again, guys, is the we're going to be giving away a Ryzen 7 9600X system with an RTX 4070 Super. So that is the build for the month that we're going to be giving away for the month of August. And remember, subs, all you subs, you're entered to win. All you got to do is subscribe. If you subscribe at tier 1, you get 1 entry. Prime, you get 1 entry. Tier 2, you get 3 entries. Tier 3, you get 5 entries. And we'll be drawing the winner at the end. And then, of course, you'll have an opportunity to go on that stuff as too. Sorry, the Ryzen 5 9600X. My bad. Too much talking. But yeah, those are the things going on here. Hopefully we can get that level 5. If we just want to get somebody to get us up to level 5, that'd be absolutely awesome. Nasty Yoda says, hey, I wish it was at least going to match the 7800X 3D in performance. It's not. It doesn't have 3D. It doesn't have 3D Vcache. Like the other thing too, guys, is like it's just one of those things that I guess the only thing I can really say is you guys just gotta wait until we put in there. And the other thing too is just let us show you the data. That's the thing that you really need to do. You know, it's like, you know, just generally our thoughts are the 9600X, you should save the $75 and get a 9700X. And then if you're in for gaming, the 7800X 3D is still the best chip to get until you can end up picking up a Ryzen 9 or picking up a you know, Ryzen 7, or until we have the 9800X 3D or 9700XT or whatever it was. But the other thing too is I'll also say, guys, is that this is the beginning. This is the starting line. I will also say that all of the information we have, this thing will mature over time. We will see performance uplift, we will see BIOSes, we will see a lot of things that we will learn to get the most performance out of them. And so the other thing too is don't, like, anybody who says this is the definitive review on these chips is a poo-poo head, because there's just too much that still has to be learned as these chips kind of come out to where their limits are and all that sort of stuff. So I also would say don't get if you're excited about them, don't let that temper. If you're a fan of AMD, there's still a lot that these chips do that they should be proud of. I mean, again, specifically given what they're actually able to do at a particular wattage and power, which is pretty cool. Trying to see what else is going on here. Yeah, don't be a poo-poo head. You know, that's my thing. So I hope you guys, like, that's kind of the stuff that I'm learning right here. Is just like, all in all, I just feel like sometimes people go in there and their expectations get flown like sky high, and then when reality hits, because there always is reality, like, people just get disappointed, and then that disappointment ends up becoming super negative, right? And what gets to happen is that people don't really actually celebrate, you know, what these companies have actually accomplished. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the thing. Yeah, and that's the thing is, you know, PBO, we're going to show you with PBO and without PBO, but everything that we did was all on stock settings. And the other thing too is we also learned that, you know, if Intel fixes their stuff, there's still a lot of room for the 14th gen and 13th gen in there. I think Jay did a really good job. Linus's video was good. Steve, you know, did a great job in terms of covering where things are. It just wasn't really kind of what people were anticipating. But I just, you know, all in all, I think the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of times, guys, don't buy into the hype. Wait until we can actually verify the hype before you just get too much into it. That's all I'm kind of saying. We have 2 minutes and 34 seconds left, and then we'll get into this. But one thing I am not going to underestimate is just how good this particular chip is right here, given its wattage, its low power, and what this thing is able to accomplish in gaming for something like the build that we're going to be doing today is very, very impressive. Because this is an X SKU, this is an unlocked SKU of the Ryzen 7 9700X, and putting it inside of something like this where even the 7800X 3D, stuff like that, still struggles. This thing can do workloads and everything in this and still have room to overclock and use PBO in a small form factor like this. And it's only drawing 74, it's only drawing 88, you know, 88 watts. And the other thing too is it's also not freaking all that hot. So you are not gonna need a lot of cooling to basically keep this thing under control, which is a very impressive thing in and of itself, and something that none of the other chips, across the board, none of the other chips are actually able to accomplish outside of potentially the 9600X. And even then, the 9600X runs a whole lot warmer than the 9700X, so, which is pretty impressive. Okay, 1 minute and 24 seconds, and then we'll get started on the build. Just trying to see what else is going in here. Come join us as we explore. Let's see, yeah, nice. Yeah, the 90. So our testing, the 9600X, you're gonna struggle with the cooling on this. Given this has more cores, the heat gets spread a little bit easier. So our under load temperatures on the 9600X were actually quite a bit higher than they were on the 9700X. But yeah. And this case is awesome. And the fact that we put a 4080, a 4090, like, we're gonna make something that honestly, this build can be a great LAN build that you can carry around and all that sort of stuff. And then at 1080p, it's gonna do a really good job. What are / who small form factors ideally for? That's a great question from Mondo Blasto. To be honest, you know, people like, some people, Trent the Traveler, great example of someone that might actually really do from a small form factor build like this. People who honestly live in apartments or don't have room for just massive spaces. LAN individuals, they're game developers is another one, right? Where they, where they don't have the infinite amounts of spaces. Guys, we're 10 seconds. We're almost there. Truckers, that's another good one. 10 seconds, 7, 6. 5, I still am very appreciative of all of the stuff going on there. Thank you very much for all your help, guys. But some people are just space conscious, and that's where small form factor builds like this can actually really come in handy. So let's get the big question out of the way. Why would anyone buy a 9700X when? So I'll be honest, the 7800X 3D runs a whole lot warmer than the 9700X. And the other thing too is, outside of that, I don't really know if I have another reason. Unless I will say van life would be another one. Like people who are very conscious of how much battery power they use, a 7800X 3D does use more power and wattage than a 9700X. So people in the EU, people who are very conscious about power, Jay and a lot of us are right, it still takes a lot in terms of doing that sort of stuff. And the other thing too is also people who may live in hotter environments. Because again, you can cool this. This thing runs very, very cool under load. So there are definitely situations that I could see choosing a 9700X under a 7800X 3D, but they are very specialized, yeah. Non-gaming reasons, yes. And the other thing too is I would honestly, absolutely, Igor is absolutely right. For non-gaming reasons, anything 1-core, 2-core, rendering, all that sort of stuff, the 9700X is gonna knock the 7800X 3D 2 ways to Tuesday, right? Because remember, 7800X 3D Cinebench score is only 17,000. This one is 5,000 more than that, and it goes from there. So Zen 5 comes out tomorrow. So Zen 5 comes out tomorrow. Today was the embargo date for all the launches. Hey, so let's talk about the parts we're putting in today's build, though. Starting with our case. Guys, I love doing this case. So any excuse we get to use this one. This is the Fractal Terra. The last one we did was in the jade. This is the silver. We actually have another one of these coming up next week where we're going to be doing a gaming version of this using a 7800X 3D in the black. But really, really love this case. It's probably one of the best small form factor cases on the market, just in terms of size and fitment, in terms of what you can do inside of this. For the CPU for this, we're using the brand new Ryzen 7 9700X. Just releases tomorrow along with the 9600X. Our full review is out if you guys want to check it out. And again, reviews have been mixed. I think people were expecting the second coming, and all in all, surprise, surprise, it was 10 to 15%. Yeah, so there it goes from there. For our cooler, we're going to be using a new one. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to go in there. For our cooler, we're going to be using a new one, the Pure Rock LP. This is a 100 watt TDP small form factor cooler from Be Quiet. So that's going to be our cooler. It's going to fit nicely in here with the expanded graphics support, because we're going to be putting in a 4080 Super. For our motherboard, we're going to use the ROG Strix B650E-I gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. Couple things. ASUS's latest iterations of BIOSes have actually been. We did an actual pretty interesting conversation with some SIs, and then failure rates, honestly, like even though and this is where we have to do things like we do, ASUS is one of those things that we're, Gamers Nexus and everybody's been talking to them about basically doing a better job of doing customer complaints and dealing with RMAs. But failure rates on ASUS motherboards have actually become a whole lot lower than most of the other manufacturers. So it's one of those things that I know that people have been saying, hey, stay away from ASUS specifically for AMD. But the other thing too is actually now, after the BIOS fixes and everything they did after the fiasco with the overcharging, their failure rates have been a whole lot less. So I'm going to go back, putting them back in the rotation. And so especially with 9000 series. I'd love to see builds in some of these for my kids' PCs. Yeah. With me, exchange rate of 40 over US prices, that is a strong. With me, an exchange rate of 40% over US prices. PC guy, I'm sorry, I must have missed the initial conversation, so I missed something there. So there's our motherboard. For our RAM, we're gonna throw some interesting. I haven't done these guys for a while. I really actually like their RAM, and their prices are actually pretty good. XLR8 from PNY. We did a whole video on their GPUs, but they also make RAM and storage, which is actually where they started. So we're actually going to do an all XLR8 build in here. So we've got 3 terabytes of NVMe storage, Gen 4 NVMe storage, and then we're going to use 32 gig RAM, non-RGB, 6,000 mega transfer kit from them, their Mako RAM. For our power supply, throwing this in there because if somebody decided, hey, you know what, maybe I want something a little bit more powerful, you could do the V850 SFX if you wanted to. We're going to use the V1100 if you wanted to save a little money here. This is coming in at about $2,400. If you want to save like $100, get this closer to 23, you can throw that in there. But leaving a lot of headroom, you know, in case you did want to upgrade to 5090 or something like that, wanted to leave that in there as a potential option there. If it's going to use more power, who knows? Actually, NVIDIA is becoming very, very power predictable. And then lastly, the last thing that we thought would be really good in this is the RTX 4080 Super. Another 4080 Super you can put in here is the PNY. Sorry, you could do the PNY, you could do the Gaming X Trio Slim, and then of course you've got the ProArt, all that fit within this. And again, this case is actually NVIDIA SFF rated, so any of the SFF rated GPUs would fit inside of this case without any issue whatsoever. So, Shatrod says, which that name, when I say it out loud, surprise, says the Zen 5 chips aren't getting the love they deserve. I think right now it's just an incomplete picture. And to be honest, I think people were just expecting a whole lot more out of the Zen 5 CPUs than they actually got. And all of this is going to fit in here. Yes, that is actually true. So it's just one of those things, guys, that it's not. I think it's one of those things that people, again, they just buy into the hype and they just need to kind of wait for reviews sometimes. So I'm amazed how much you can fit. I will have to watch every single. PNY, actually, Araxis, PNY started with RAM and storage. They got into GPUs later. So yeah, it's only big because of the boxes, exactly. So anyway, these are our parts. And again, just to give you a quick look at our parts list as I put things to side here. So here it is, all for you to see in all of its glory with that beautiful Ryzen CPU. We're using the AMD Ryzen 7 9700X. We've got the ROG Strix B650E-I gaming Wi-Fi, the NVIDIA RTX Super FE. There it is right there, 3 terabytes of that XLR8 PNY storage, and then as well as XLR8 Mako RAM. We have the Fractal Terra in silver, the Be Quiet Pure Rock LP cooler, and that's 100-watt TDP small form factor cooler, and then the V11 SFX PSU. So should be a fun build. Also, guys, do me a quick favor, head on over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Hit that thumbs up button. We want to get those 250 likes. Are you generally a fan of SFF? Can I interest you in a cool small case? We are fans of SFF. We do actually do a number of SFF builds. And yes, if there are cool cases, Dan and all those other ones, I'm not one that I purchase. I don't purchase them. We only do them when people send them to us. We don't need to purchase cases from anybody. So, what's up, Kurosaki? How are you? And don't forget, guys, today, after this, we are going to be playing Enshrouded, checking out their new update. I did actually verify that we are getting audio from the capture card, but we got a second backup capture card just in case, and we're going to be joined by members of the Robeytech community as we check that out as well. And we will be playing it on this build. Figment. Blondie made a channel in Discord to show you all my cool life things. Wow. She made you a channel? Wow. That's pretty awesome. When you wish upon a star, it makes a difference who you are. I'll show up, say, hey, Robey, how many bananas is that? This is actually going to be a small banana. There's going to be lots of kids. Oh, it is hobbies. Okay, well, that's good. So we have a hobby one now. Okay, so hobbies is Figment's entire life. Well, there we go. Okay, here we go, guys. First ever Ryzen 9000 live build. Might actually be the first ever Ryzen 9000 live build ever. I'll be honest, right? I don't think anybody else has done a live build yet, so this could be the first one. If I'm wrong, who cares? You guys might be witnessing history right now. I don't know if it's a history all that people are worried about, but there you go. I'm starting a trend. Oh, look at Pastor Dane. He's like, it's like a pop-up video right now. That is true. If I'm wrong, who cares? What's up, Woodward? So the one thing that we did learn, which I didn't know until we obviously got chips, and we've had chips for a little bit now, not too long, for about a week, that the chips actually have the chips actually look the same. I was kind of hoping they get rid of those divots in the side. They did cover them, which I thought was interesting. So they did put like plastic over them now. So there's like a covering over on the chiplets on the outside. But I wish they would have just made the IHS like a square, like just a single square. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's do this. So what I mean is, like, when you look at this, and I think we had asked, and we did confirm that the, okay, so you guys have probably never seen this. So the box is actually a little bit different than the 7000 series. It does have an AMD red team inside of it, which ours got bent up, but it's usually like this. And it's got a little, so it's now all plastic. There's no more cardboard for that. And then this is the same, it just says AM5. But what I'm talking about is now when you look at the chip, and I'll zoom in here a bit. Something I found that was super interesting is, unlike 7000 series, that you'll actually see that there's like a plastic covering, or like a covering over all of the chiplets on the outside, versus there wasn't that on the 7000 series. So that's the one physical change that we had noticed. Outside of that, the chips are pretty much exactly the same. So there we go. Pop it in there. There we go. Ryzen 7 9700X, guys. There you go. Your first one. How does it feel? It's a mini ITX board. Yeah, the CPU's, yeah, it's a small board. It's a small board. It's a small board after all. It's a small board after all. It's a small board. Whoa! That was actually a jump. I got killed. That tried to take me out, guys. You almost saw an AMD AM5 assassination. That thing flew. Tried to take me out. No, it attacked me. I'm gonna sue AMD. That's what you do, right? We're using, the board we're using is the B650E-I. Right there, Strix B650. It's literally written on the board. Okay, so we're gonna take out our super tiny super tiny cooler here, but let's get our RAM. Do we have RAM clicks going, Miss Blondie? Yeah, scroll. Fall to the floor. No. Okay, there we go. She's gonna do RAM clicks now. I'm getting this done. We can do the cooler while we wait. Okay, here we go. We got 2 NVMe's to install here. There we go. So there's that one. So 1 terabyte going into the first. Do the Drew dropping a tier 3 sub. Tier 3 sub. Yeah, Joshua, that's going up right now. So she says, will it be higher and lower than what she thinks? And then you get to kind of vote on it. There we go. Pop that in there. First one in. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Okay, so there's our first one. Now you can install the second one, which is on the back. Two terabyte going there. Oh, Stealth wasn't ready. Stealth's like, where does the second one go? Is it really? I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna check that right now. We have rumor that VIP/CDK deals is down for the count. We're gonna find it out. Okay, that popped out. Did the power get unplugged on my laptop? No, did not get unplugged. There you go. It's turning on now. Go to top down. We'll do this, and I'm going to check that real quick. Unscrew that. Look at that, boys and girls. It's in. Turn that back around. No, it works. I just verified it works. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're good there. Let's. Looks like we have our clicks now. So let's zoom out. What did we say, Ms. Blondie but Geeky? What are we trying to hit? I don't actually, so our 7800X 3Ds, our X3Ds are being tested right now. So, I honestly, like the X, like, that, those are two very weird chips. So, Aviator. I'm sorry. 96 for the clips. I'm really sorry. I just saw the G-A-Y. My bad. And I meant no offense. I just was seeing the G-A-Y. Sometimes we have to read this fast. Okay, here we go. 96, guys. P&Y XLR8 GPU. Here we go. Ooh, that was really mushy, guys. Like, really mushy. Let's hope number 2 is better. $96.1. It got it. It got it with 96.7. Barely made it, but it got it. SRT Baltazar coming in with this sub right there. It got it right at the very end. Dang. Somebody's like, no. That was a tricky one. That was a tricky one. Okay, this one is going to be... Yeah, it's LGA 1700. So I'm assuming we put this together first. Yeah. Okay, let's do this out, zoom out. This is gonna be I've never used this cooler before. Okay. I do not know. So we gotta pre-install these. Okay, so I was right. So far I was actually doing pretty good. Okay, so we put these upside. It literally says upside on it, guys. It says upside. That's the upside right there, guys. Upside. We found the upside. Sheezy says, I'd like, okay. Okay, we're gonna get this built here. This is upside. You are not to argue with the Germans. There we go. Upside. Yeah, good thing there's no downside. There's only the side. Okay, let's get this installed. Okay, so we got the upside now. So this actually looks like it works a lot like the L9i from the fine folks over at Noctua. Okay, let's get some thermal paste on this bad boy. Thermal paste time. Time to cover up that Ryzen 7 9700X. Oh, there's that. I was looking for this. Yeah, it's Bob Ross time, guys. You know what? Before I do that, because I know I have to get rid of it anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this. Make it easier to spread. Need all the room. If the GPU is bigger, can we call it a daddy board? Today's processor Northwind is the Ryzen 7 9700X. Okay, let's go ahead and spread our joy. That seems like everybody's response. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool about the 9700X. I'm excited for the 9700X 3D." Dude, if it keeps the same temperature, it'd be bonkers. This is kind of your, like, you can use it for anything chip. Which is actually kind of cool. Okay, so here we go, all gussied up and ready for a night out in the town, AKA getting underneath the cooler for the rest of its life. And by the way, thank you very much to everybody who watched our review. Means a lot. That's how you can support us for free. Is all I need is a little bit of your time. Go watch the review. How are we doing likes on YouTube, by the way? We're at 100. Keep going, guys. Let's get it knocked out. What's up, Fozzie? How are you? This is going to be interesting. I don't know if... Oh, maybe it will work. I guess we'll try. Hold on, let me see if this... I'm just going to try this real quick. I'm just putting these, I'm getting these prepped. So what I have to do is, whoa, like just, this one might almost be better to do this one. Okay. So you have to like kind of sandwich this. Like that. And it stops. So I'm just basically, this is how you get the, there we go. And then we can put the other ones in. There we go. Last one. I guess this is like it's like a unique cooler to install. It's like a sandwich cooler, but not as flavorful as a cooler with a sandwich in a cooler. Ooh, shoot. There we go. Tighten it with this. There we go. Okay, so now our cooler is installed. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Nice, even, small cooler. Abcam says, what games have you been playing recently? Honestly, I've been getting back into WoW. I've been playing, I'm just about finished with Elden Ring. So I've been going between WoW and Elden Ring. So I actually need to find like a healthy guild to join. But yeah, I've been playing more WoW, World of Warcraft. Yeah, it's not quite 120, right? But I just, you know, in terms of, I was like, look, they say it's 65 TDP, then a 100-watt cooler should cool it, and we tested already, so don't worry, it does. But yeah. Yeah, I know Diablo 4, their new season just came out. So you know what, honestly, there was a really good video, I just put it out on Twitter, from a guy named BBK Dragon, which kind of like was like eye-opening for me, because I actually suffer from the same problem where it's like I might only have an hour or two of gaming, and I'll sit down to try and choose something to game, and I'll end up getting, what's calling analysis paralysis. There's a better term. It's called tyranny of choice. And then what I do is end up watching like Netflix or YouTube instead. So I've been doing this thing where like whatever my gut is, like I just sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play WoW. And I'll just sit down, I won't even look at my library, I'll play WoW. And I've noticed I've actually started to enjoy gaming a whole lot more, because I just choose the decision and I'm okay with whatever I choose, right? And then sometimes just being okay with the fact that I don't feel like gaming, I just wanna watch TV or take a nap or something like that, and not being so hard on myself. So I'd recommend it. It's about 8 minutes long. It's just kind of around the same thing, which is like, it's just a nice little thing that sometimes, you know, it's okay to just not, sometimes you just feel like I gotta choose the perfect game. I've only got 2 hours. If it's not gonna be good enough, it's not gonna be good enough. And in the end, you just need to stop being too hard on yourself and just enjoy what it is that you're doing and be okay with it. Because in the end, you need that self-time. And if you put too much pressure on yourself for gaming and stuff like that, you end up just taking away what the joy of that whole process is supposed to be. So anyway, great video. I don't know if Blondie or anybody can find it. I just put it up on Twitter. If you can find it and link it here, well worth the 8-minute watch. And then, yeah, let's get back to building. How are we doing likes on YouTube, by the way? So we're just gonna take this little bad boy. 124, keep it going, guys. Trying to think of the best way to get this cleaned up here. It's going to be hidden. It's going to be in the Terra anyway, so, but I still want it to be super clean, so. And that's kind of like, you know what I kind of like is it's kind of like everything in life, right? Like, it's just like, in the end, guys, honestly, don't let brands define you. Don't let who you, like what you play or what console you're on or what CPU is in your PC define who you are. Because ultimately, in the end, I'll tell you, Lisa Su and Pat Gelsinger are not going back to their bed and being like, man, I'm so grateful that blah, blah, blah uses Intel or anything like that, right? Like, and then these companies are companies and they're in there for business and they want you guys they want to weaponize you guys to help them do, like, help market or whatever it was, right? When in the end, right, if you're happy, that's all that bloomin' matters, you know what I mean? That's all that bloomin' matters, is that you're happy. Nobody else needs to be happy with your purchase but you. And there we go. There we go, guys. There is our motherboard. Now, just for scale, just to give you guys some scale here in terms of how big this motherboard really isn't. This is a average unit banana. So there you go. That is how big this motherboard is on the grand scheme of things. In fact, here, right here on the left here, you can actually see mini ITX versus an ATX motherboard right here as well. So that gives you an idea of just how much smaller this is than a typical ATX, which is what you guys have seen me usually play. It's smaller than 1 nano. Okay, so now that we've got that ready, let's go to our side camera here. Luckily, we have all of this space on our. Okay, so let's get our case done. So here's our Fractal Terra. Just pull that open. Boom, there it is. Nice and easy. Open this up. There's a little button right here on the side. Just gonna put that, just pops right out. Flip it around to the other side. Oops. Same dealio. Lift up, pull right here. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our little box of gear. And then we do need to shift our thing over, because we care more about GPU height than we care about PSU height. So let me see, I'm gonna just do a test fit here. Let's do a test fit of the 4080 Super and just see if I need to shift this or not. There we go. I will say, these are nice and tight, but luckily that's bendable. There we go. So we're doing just loosen out our stuff, and let's see if we're in good shape for our GPU already. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and undo this over here. Just untwisty tying our stuff we don't need right now. Go with the same thing down here. So that takes care of that. There we go. Okay, so now that's loose. Okay, let's just see. We got one more here. This just holds this whole thing in place. you go. Okay, so now that we have this, what I'm gonna do now, which I haven't changed my mind, I'm literally just gonna work to make sure that if I need to shift this out or not, I didn't remember. So we're gonna go and grab our 4080 Super here real quick. That looks like it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I don't think I need to actually expand this out, but I'll test. So going to top down so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm gonna see, I think. No. I'm trying to see. I'm just trying to make it so I can put this screw in. Maybe I can get enough leverage with this to... Nope. There we go. Wow, I'm gonna spend like an hour just trying to get this stupid screw in. I don't remember this being this hard. I feel like there's supposed to be a way for me to be able to get to the screw, but I might be able to go to the top here. This actually might be the way to do it. I'm just literally just trying to get the screw in to see if this closes. There we go. Nope, son of a biscuit. All right, finally. Geez, that was hard. Okay, finally got it in. Sorry guys, that was a lot of work to just get that in there. Yeah, screwing around. Okay, cool. I just want to see, I want to make sure the side closes. So but I wanted to get the GPU in there. To see if I needed to adjust it or not. Okay, here we go, test. Yep, see, we are gonna have to push it over. Okay, this is why I'm glad I tested. Not quite over, so I need to shift it over. Okay, so we go to top down here. We want to put everything over. I think we also need to do the side here. I want to move it more towards 5. I just want to put it so it's the minimum for. There we go. I forgot I had to remove the orange plastic stuff. That's just for shipping purposes. So let's move it. I think 5 should be fine. I'm gonna try it at 5. And what I'm doing here, guys, is you can see these numbers right here. Right now it was on 4. So right now it's on 4. I'm moving it over to 5 to see if 5 is wide enough, like if that's enough room for the bay to close. Yep. And what I'm doing is I'm thinning the side of the other side. Okay, I think 5 is going to be fine. We'll have to see if 6 is the right size here. This is always the fun of small form factor. There we go. Okay, so 5 was good, and you can see now from the side view, we now have a closed bin, and you can make it thinner and taller. I mean, the good thing is that with the Founders Edition, you're actually going to end up with a little bit more room. So if you wanted to add additional cooling, so you absolutely could. So you could still go even thinner all the way down to 7 to give it even more size on this side, but the Founders Edition, so you could go all the way to 7. We're only at 5, so you've got 2 more notches that you could go if you wanted to get it even more, to give it even more room for your GPU. But that's what I really just love about the Founders Edition cars, is just how thin they are. All right, so that is in. Just gonna put in our last. I'm going to attempt to put in our last screw here. I just don't know, like, there has to be like some sort of trick to this, but if there is, I do not know what it is outside of. I wonder if, okay, is there, okay, maybe that's it. Okay, okay, so I think this is the thing I can do. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. Remove this. Remove this. And then now do I have? Not really. I could almost get this in there. I'm just trying to get the screw in. There's really not an easy way. At least you could get to this one at least now. I might be able to do it this way. That seems to work the best there. Okay, it was not the easiest thing to do, but hey, it's in. I just don't want my GPU flying out everywhere. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there you go. So now our GPU is secured and it's in. That was like the least straight screwing I've ever, well, that sounded really weird. It's like not even in straight, but it holds the GPU in, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. Okay, so we have everything here now. We're just gonna move this stuff out. Take this off. Yeah, sorry, Sergeant Nobody. Ant-Man, they're okay. I mean, again, not as spectacular as I think people were hoping. This is the one that we're playing with today. The 9700X is really good. For small form factor builds. So that's the truth. You know, for the most part, I think the 7800X 3D is still the best gaming CPU. And then we don't know yet about the 9900 and the 9950. I'll be honest, the 9600X, it's better to just save the money and buy a 9700X. It's kind of our take on it, but the 97 for like temps and stuff like that, for what this can do in small form factor builds like what we're doing right here, pretty awesome. So there we go. So that's kind of our 2 cents so far. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Kevin. That did not come out the way I meant it. Hey, Warm Eagle, thank you for the sub. Thanks for asking, Ant-Man. I think... Nope, I chose poorly. I really wish... Motherboard, I mean, case manufacturers, if you can hear me, I really wish you guys would choose, like there would be some sort of set standard for your motherboard screws, because I kind of want it to all be the ones with the lips, and they're always the ones with the lips. Oh, shoot. See if maybe this one works. We'll see. Okay, so these look like they are the motherboard. These are the motherboard. I can't really complain at Fractal, because Fractal did give us a, hey, here's the mounting screw. So they did tell me. They did tell me. Maybe someday I will, Aviator. Well, look at that. The ones that they told me are actually the right ones. That's my bad. This is coming together actually very nicely. There's a little bit of drama there at the beginning, you know, for just getting the screw into the GPU, but outside of that, pretty straightforward in terms of a build. So far it is, yeah, it's nice and clean. We actually have more room, and this is always the fun with, like, you can only kind of guess like how much room you're actually going to have in the final case, like in terms of how much room you're going to have for the build and stuff like that. But I mean, that's always the fun thing about doing builds like this, is like, you're like, well, I think I'm going to have this much room for the GPU, and then until you build in it, you're like, oh, I could have if I wanted to done a higher tower cooler or whatever it is. But yeah, but you can only plan so much. Weird, this thing is like in this case, and it's got this cool route, but you have to take it out to plug it in. So, okay, let's get our PSU in, and then we'll worry about doing our last bits of this. I got a question. I want to get a new NZXT 360, but replace the fans with the Lee & Lee fans. Can I still plug in the Lee & Lee fans with the splitter from the NZXT fan splitter? Yes. Direct fan, yes. For your power, for your just typical fan connectors, your PWM, that's absolutely fine. The icon on the website of this build. The icon on the website of this build. You mean the, oh, you mean the thumbnail? Does the thumbnail say SSF? I will have him fix that. I will look. You're right. Let me get that fixed. Dang, I can't believe we missed that. Hold on. All right, we'll get that fixed. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, let's grab our... It's not Tom, it's Sean, and I already reached out to him. Font size? What do you mean the font size needs to be smaller? Is that a joke? If that's a joke, then that's good. If it's not, then I don't get it. Okay. Hi, Robey. From what I got from the reviews tonight, is it weight? Yes, that is the truth. Unless you're going to do a small form factor build like what I got, like what I did, like what I'm doing here, then the 9700X is probably going to end up being the better choice. Just given that I don't know if gaming, I don't know how gaming. This is the. I don't like. I think the X3D for the 7800X3D, because it was their V2, something in the back of my mind, something in my little brain pan makes me think that the 9800X3D won't be as big of a jump like the 7800X3D. And then the other thing you also need to understand is that as you start to jump up from 1440p to 4K, more than likely the jump becomes less and less important because the GPU is doing far more work. Now you are getting some benefit from the 3D cache, but it's only for games that actually really get the boost from 3D cache. Games like Call of Duty and others, right? Not every game actually gets a boost out of it. So there may be a world in which there is no reason to jump from a 7800X 3D to a 9800X 3D. Now, of course, this is all conjecture, which I already did a whole diatribe of like, don't buy into conjecture until we physically have silicon in hand. But I don't know if I would be betting for as big, you know what I mean? But there was some stuff that the 9700X did that was really impressive on gaming. Like it was outperforming the 14900K at 1080p. But like this system we're building right here, this is a 1440p 4K system. So it's not gonna be near as good, right? I expect the power usage for the 9800X 3D to be less. I will say that. I'm expecting that this is the 9700X is gonna be the baseline for that. And honestly, it's like, dude, its power wattage, its power usage it's magical. You know what I mean? It's actually very impressive what this thing is able to do at the wattage it's able to do it at. Okay, this is the one thing I love about this PSU is it has a right angle. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. There's our CPU one. I don't know if there's a reason to wait. You know what I mean? I do have to say, like, if you need a system now, I don't think the 9800X 3D is going to be like leaps and bounds ahead. And guys, let's be super clear. This is now Gen 2 of Ryzen Zen 5, you know, of Zen 5, you know what I mean? Or sorry, AM5. And like it wasn't the leap that people were expecting, right? And usually their second gen has a tendency to be like, look at 2000 to 3000, right? You know, from NVIDIA. So I'm not expecting, like, I wouldn't say, like, you know, it might end up being a little bit like Apple Silicon, where you may not need it. Like, the good thing that you have till 2027 for this platform to be around, because if you're on 7000 series, you may not need to upgrade until whatever they call 11,000 series or whatever it is, you know, which isn't a bad thing. Ant-Man, I'm sorry I missed your question. You want to ask one more time? SFF for this is the thing that's actually really cool and impressive. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I like moved this build up, because this is what this is good at. And there's reason to celebrate for AMD. I think that what we have here is a very, very cool, and I use that both literally and figuratively, a very, very cool platform for this. And you can do stuff with it at this side. And the other thing too is we haven't seen, and we're gonna explore this with BMOC, we haven't seen what this thing is capable of when you overclock it. Well, Maxon, I would say like 7,000 or 9,000. If you're gonna jump in, 7,000 or 9,000 is going to, I think you've got that here for sure. Okay, so let's go to top down here. So we've got our GPU. Look at how tiny, I love how tiny these coolers are. There you go, there's that one. We only have 3 things to plug in, which is cool. And there we go. That is our whole thing right there. Look at that. This is what's fun about SFF builds. Well, you're a very nice father. James, I have no idea. Okay, let's get our PSU screwed in. And I'm struggling with this one. I think they want you to be able to use this to get like straight down, but I don't think that works very well. Yes, this will be pretty cool. The temperature you guys are going to see, it's going to be pretty impressive, especially in gaming. And that's what the 9700X is actually good at. So I like it when people conjure up new dreams. New dream. What's your dream? Okay. So we are in wire hookup place now, guys. Let's grab this and get this plugged in first. Okay, there's our first part. We have all sorts of like nice room down here at the bottom. There we go. This can go up. Now, luckily, like I love that this is a right angle here. That's going to plug in right there. There's our power. CPU is going to go all the way over here. Maybe it's going to go over here. What the deuce? Well, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna work on here. So this is one thing I really wish I had a black Loki, but that's a much more, well, I don't know, I don't remember how much this one is, but I really like the black, the Loki power supplies from ASUS. Okay. Yep, tiny PSU. Okay, almost got this little bit cable managed here. Oh, why'd you come undone there, mister? There we go. Keep that nice and low. Okay. So now we have our other bits here. Just trying to keep it nice and clean there, guys. Minimal cabling as visible as possible. There we go. And then this one goes right here. There we go. And then this power switch. Okay. You gotta look, it's gotta look good, you know? Even if it's gonna be completely hidden by a door, you know? Still gotta look good. I think you guys would agree, maybe. How's it going? Envy me. Thank you very much for the sub. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of this one. Just a placeholder until we got the final one in. There we go. Looking good. Pretty clean. We only have one more cable, guys. That's this one right here. And luckily, it's just the right direction. There it is, guys. There we go. Completely clean and cable managed. And there it is. What do you guys think? There we go. Even from the top, looks pretty good. There's our side view of the case, so it looks like nice and clean. Top is clean too. You know what I mean? You got nice cable runs. Even from like the side, it looks nice and clean. You know what I mean? So it looks like straightforward. And then we just take our top here. There you go. And now and there you go. Build is done. That was the whole thing. Look at that. There it is. And then just open it up. There's our GPU looking nice and sweet in there. Then you can flip it to the other side. Then there's your cabling. Looks nice and clean in there. Top panel's not closing nice. What do you mean? I'll check here. Make sure this is actually seated all the way. There we go. There we go. No, it's sitting fine. No, there's no snags along the way. I think the only thing I had to do is just get the right size, but yeah, it looks really good. Oh, we have a dad joke request. Where's it?
Now, another Robeytech dad joke phone out.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Grabbing the dad joke. I think we've done this one already, so I'm gonna switch to a different one. I think I remember doing this one already. All right, here we go. Here's the question. Why do dogs float in the water? Why do dogs float in the water? Because they're good boys. because they're good boys. Grown. I thought that was great. You guys don't even know good dad jokes. Okay, guys, there we go. Thing is installed, looks good, nice and clean. Okay, let's do our little sponsored bit real quick, and then we'll go to get into thermals and see how this thing does in gaming and place them in shrouded and all that stuff. First thing is zip ties, odd or even. Here's our zip tie count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 zip ties. It was even today. Only 6. Only 6 zip ties, guys. 6 zip ties. That was it. How are we doing likes on YouTube, guys? We got 80 more to go. There are that many people. There are more than that many people. Like, we have 273 in Twitch alone. There we go. Likes are free, guys. Go ahead and head over, hit that thumbs up, because once we did it, we get a $25 Newegg gift card. Mark Griffin, we've already done all that stuff. Okay, so you get finished building a PC like this, you're like, oh man, I'm so excited. I want to basically put Windows on it. I want to get started on it. I want to start building in it right away. But I need a copy of Windows. So how much does a copy of Windows cost? Well, if you're going to go to Newegg or Best Buy, you'd probably cost anywhere between $150 and $200. But here at VIP/CDKdeals.com, you can pick up copies for Windows for as little as $23.65. If you're going to pick up Windows 10 Pro, you can pick up Windows 11 Home for $30 and Win 10 Home for as little as $19.65. But let's say, for instance, I'm going to buy Windows 10 Pro because, I mean, that's going to let me upgrade to Windows 11 Pro, so I can hit buy now instead of, and it's $23.65. But if I use RBCK, hit apply, use RBCK at checkout, what was $23.65, drops all the way down to $16.55, right? So nice, good savings there. Again, these are one-use keys, which means as long as you don't change the motherboard, you can pretty much change anything else out and it won't have any issues whatsoever. But again, versus buying something that works across multiple builds, you'd have to use, what, 10 of these keys to equal the cost of one copy of Windows, and you can do customization and all that stuff as well. Also, with school running around the corner, if you want to pick up a copy of Office 2016, 2019, or 2021, because you don't want to pay for Office 365, these are one-time use codes. You can pick up that for $39.62, all the way up to Office 2021, which is the last like end-to-end version they did for $120.96. But same kind of deal. Here's $39.62. Hit buy now. Use RBCK at checkout. Apply. What was $39.62 drops all the way down to $27.73, which means you don't have to pay for the auto renew. It's not getting updates or anything like that, but for some people, it's just all about having a working copy of Windows, Microsoft Office, etc. And this is a great way to be able to do that. So VIP/CDKdeals.com. They have great customer service. Literally thousands and thousands of you guys have used them. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask in chat. If you're like, is it legit? Yes, it is. All that sort of stuff. Okay. So last thing on the list I want to tell you guys about is Robeytech.com. One of the things is, like, not everybody can sub to me, or not everybody can help us financially, but one of the things you can do is if you're shopping for groceries on Amazon or picking up stuff at Target or whatever, if you're doing online shopping, head over to Robeytech.com first, click on Amazon or whatever it was. What it does is we now get a nice little kickback from whatever you do. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it does give us a little bit of money, which is always really, really awesome. So, and then that's not just only for Amazon, but Best Buy, Newegg, Samsung, all of these different places. So great way to support us when just doing your regular shopping. Also, if you wanted to, like, you were looking for a build, like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm looking for builds, head on over here to robeytech.com/builds. All of our builds are listed here, as well as all the parts. So you can just click on, here's an Asus A21 build. It shows you the cost, all the parts that we use. So it's a great place to kind of start. You know that it's been spec'd out by somebody who builds as many PCs as I do. It also shows performance, all that sort of stuff as well. So robeytech.com/builds, kind of great place to go and figure out if you know, on a particular case, because we build in almost every case that's ever been kind of released. Also, if you want to commission a couple people who are like, hey, I'd love to have you build a PC, you can head over here. Just click on email Robeytech. There's a couple things down there if you want to actually have me do it. Just reach out if you have questions, and then you know, I'm the one who answers those. So we actually have a commission build actually next week. Okay, last thing for the thing before we turn it on, let's see what deals Tom has for us today. Air Gear dual monitor desk mount, up to 35-inch screen, max 26.4 pounds. Heavy duty ultra wide monitor arm, on sale right now, $74.98 with a $25 off coupon, which is actually a pretty good deal for that. The MSI G27CQ4, this is a 1500R 2560 by 1440 monitor with FreeSync Premium, HDMI, height adjustable, on sale $159.99, which is a great price for 1440p, especially curved monitor. You gotta be into curved if that's what you're into. Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 5. This is a 270 watt CPU cooler. LG 1700, AM5 and AM4, which means you can do a 14.7, 14.6. This thing is a very capable cooler, very easy to install. On sale right now, $79.90 over at Newegg. Tough 15.6-inch gaming laptop. This is a Core i7 with an RTX 4070, 1 terabyte, $300 off. $1,000 for a i7 with the 4070. That is a great price for that. That is an amazing price for that laptop. Logitech G Pro Wireless X gaming headset. I know a lot of people will like these. $110, $110 off, making it $119. So that's a great, wow, that's almost half price. And then their Logitech wireless optical ambidextrous gaming mouse, $37 off, making it $62.99. So if you're a big fan of Logitech, looks like some pretty good sales going on right there on Logitech parts. So there you go. So there's your deals, guys. Everybody say thank you, Tom, for the amazing deals, and go from there. Oh yeah, let's turn it on. Let's play some games. Let's check some thermals. What do you guys say? Okay. And the thing is up for will it post? This, you are right. It's like this middle is not, it's not staying down, but there's no latches in the middle, so it's like bumping up, but there's nothing. Oh, it could be. Oh, it's from this. There we go. That's why. Okay, that should fix the bumping up. This one cable had come out, so. Hey, look at that, it's fixed. Have you done a tower build yet? What do you mean? Need a temperance? I absolutely did. Yes, I did. Actually had a really great weekend, did some hiking. Did all sorts of really fun stuff. So there is no stream again this weekend either. So right now our streams are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So yeah. Got to get my 2 games. Okay, so here we go. Everything's there. Let's get this hooked up. God, I love how small this thing is. Ugh. Just, you know, for scale, there's a banana for scale. $182 at 250, guys. Let's get those last likes there. Okay, we'll jump in. We're gonna check a couple things as we do the thermals and stuff on this. We're gonna check PBO just to see what temps or stuff like that are like, and then we'll see if this can run with PBO, Precision Boost Online on, and then make the call. I've done this without PBO, but we're gonna see if this will run with PBO. So we're gonna jump into the BIOS first. And you guys will see all of that. And for those who don't know what PBO is Precision Boost overdrive. It's like kind of their little auto overclocker. The other thing too is that you do get with this particular motherboard is you also get AI overclocking. So it would also be interesting to see what this, like, especially if you were doing like a little bit of a bigger build. Given the wattage here, it'd be pretty interesting to see how much room you could have. Yeah, and that's the thing that we got to see is like what the offsets are. We don't know how stable these are for overclocking yet. Though, I mean, I got to see like a ridiculous 9950 X overclocking session, which was actually pretty insane. See if he... Okay, let me get this fixed. He just fixed it. I'm gonna just fix this one. Our thumb is wrong, so I'm just gonna fix the thumb real quick and then we'll turn it on. Okay, just gonna save this. And then it would say SFF, which is what we need. Oops, I'm in the wrong. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, let's change this. There we go. Now it's fixed. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Just make sure everything is good. Okay, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1. I can't tell if it's on. No, it's not on. I wonder if I put that thing in the wrong spot. This might be my fault, guys. I don't know if I plugged, because I definitely see power. I think I put the power switch in the wrong place. So that, I don't know if that counts as doesn't post because I didn't do something right. I'll let Blondie make that call. I gotta look at the Mobo manual real quick. Actually, I can take a picture of it and then zoom in. My eyes are not that good. Because it's not the PC's fault, it's my fault. And I don't know if it's like, so I don't know how to rate this actually. See if that's the right button. I have to look in the manual. Does not. I did realize, but there is no speaker thing for it, so. 18. 18. Addressable air RTC clear CMOS over voltage front panel audio system panel header. Okay. Yeah, I had it backwards. Right? That is definitely it. Okay, maybe. I'm gonna have to jump this just to see. It definitely is. I mean, am I getting power? Oh, maybe I'm not. Huh, wait, maybe there is a problem. Oh, yeah, geez, guys, I don't have it plugged in. Oh my gosh, I didn't have it plugged in. Step one, plug it in. It's working. I didn't have it plugged in. Wow. Wow, it's working. That was... I still had it in the wrong place. But still, it was I didn't have it plugged in. That's pretty funny. By the way, it is posting. Oh my gosh, that's funny right there. It is posted there, right there, guys. That was funny. That was... that was funny. You gotta admit, that's funny. I was like, what is... It's just... Okay. Why am I not seeing anything out of my... I'm not seeing anything out of my screen here. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so this is coming out. Up and over. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna jump into CPU here. Okay, so let's turn on Expo. And this has already been updated, and then we'll go to F7. AI tweaker. Precision Boost Overdrive should all be set to auto. Okay, so we'll leave this all alone. Okay, so we're gonna see what this looks like with Precision Boost Overdrive first. Sorry about that, guys. That was pretty funny. No, that's new. That's the new idle temp. That's the new idle temp for Ryzen 9000. The idle on these things is pretty warm. So I will let you guys know that. Yeah, and I'm okay with it, Igor. I'm okay with making mistakes, so you guys can learn from them. Okay, jumping in now. Okay, just bringing our stuff up. Okay, there we are, Windows. Okay, it's all looking good. We're gonna go to duplicate here. That's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Display. Duplicate these. Keep changes. We're gonna go to 2560 by 1440. Keep. Let's go to 125. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure. I think we're okay. So that's good. So let's run Armory Crate real quick. Oh, I want to check something here. Okay, that's good. Just want to make sure that you guys, it's always the question, right? Okay, hold on. Wait, do you guys hear that? The game audio? It says it's there. Wavelink. Just test this one more time. Okay, I hear it. Okay, good. Close. I'm gonna go to. I am gonna do one other thing. I want to do chipset. Sorry, I want to do 9 series. Oh, sorry. AM5, B650E, submit, because there's probably a new chipset driver today. 726. Okay, so that's the latest one. Just gonna make sure that we're up to date here. Just want to make sure everything's up to thing. This has got the GPI, all that sort of stuff, so we're going to go ahead and install this. Yeah, I just want to make sure everything is good. Hey, BMOC, thank you for the resub. Ubu, thank you for the resub. And ZigPC, thank you for the gifted sub. It's a tiny PC, guys. Christopher, yes, more than likely, but it's not the I don't know if the final one's been out yet. I think mid-August, but I do know that they're starting to see. I think it's in, based on the stuff that I've been told, I think it's in motherboard manufacturers' hands now. So it actually might be for 13th and 14th gen. If there's a new one out, you should always upgrade to it, Christopher. Okay, so that one's good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and restart again. But I don't think they've had any official communication that that's the final one yet. I just want to make sure that this test is solid before we run it. Alex, the difference is it's an OEM key. It's still no different. It's just cheaper. How are we doing likes on YouTube, guys? All right, so we got all of our, now we got to check our chipset drivers one more time. Our chipsets are in. I just want to make sure that all this other stuff is updated. Just going to make sure all of this stuff is up to date. You're very welcome, Alex. Waiting for the last little bit here. Come on, Armory Crate. I'm doing that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Get this done for game testing. RTX 4080 Super. Might as well get everything ready so we can do gameplay stuff. We want memory usage, core clock, power, and then we don't care about anything else. CPU usage we do want. Ryzen 7 9700X. New CPU, guys. Oh, whoa. That's all we get. Okay. All we get is CPU usage. We don't get CPU temp. What? Oh. Must be more stuff that we don't have yet. Frame rate, game. That's unfortunate. Frame time. I don't know why. That really surprises me because I pretty swear we get CPU temp. I do not see it there. Huh. All right, we got all the stuff here. Just gonna make sure that our stuff is good. Okay, apparently I need to install the graphics driver next week. No, the update's for Riva Tuner, not for hardware. Like CPU ID, if I opened it, I can check, but this is the latest version. I mean, oh, sorry, that one. And we can definitely see the 97 in the temps, right? The temps are high because of steam right now. This doesn't have all the core temps either. And this might be something where we take off PBO. But it's funny, the load temperatures and all that stuff end up being around the same. I'm surprised this doesn't. We definitely saw it before. Okay. I'm just gonna check one other thing. I'm gonna run one of these and then we'll restart and then we'll finally run our temps. Okay, fan is on. Okay, auto tuning's on. Okay, cool, we're good here. Okay, we're just gonna restart one more time and then we can do all our benchmarking. Smart restart anyway. I don't know what that is. What is a good white ATX motherboard for Ryzen 9 70? The Gigabyte Ice, the new ones, their Elite AX Ices are beautiful. All white PCBs, Typhon. Almost done with those likes, guys. Keep it going. Okay, now we got everything updated. No, I don't know what that is. That was weird. Okay, let's run up CPU ID. Oh yeah, let's check Cinebench. Here we go. So this will be worst case scenario. And there we go, starting multi-core. And there you go, multi-core, look at that. This is why I like this CPU. Like, it is running full load at 77 degrees. That is very nice, right? So that means you can do productivity and gaming with this without any issues whatsoever for small form factor. And 19,205 points, so that's about 2,000 over the 7800X 3D. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for a full power. Yeah, this is a, and again, we have precision boost on, overdrive on, and it's like, you know, again, no issues whatsoever. Pulling, look at that, 88 PPT, so which is 65 watts TDP, right? And it's staying very nice right there. So in a larger case, when we did this one, a 360 millimeter AIO, under full load, it was in the 50s. So yeah, it was no problem whatsoever. I mean, this CPU is very, very easy to cool. So yeah, this thing is just very, like, that's one of the things I really actually like about this chip for small form factor PCs like that. Yeah, at 100%, it only gets to 88 watts. And that means you have a lot of room to play, you know what I mean? Like if you could get, and this does allow you to, and we're gonna have BMOC out here later in a couple weeks to come and do some overclocking with us, just to kind of show that off. But we're gonna play with this because you can, there's a lot of headroom here. It's quite a jump from a 5700X. Guys, Cabas Tooth, the TDP is 65 watts. It's 65 watts is the TDP for the 9700X. Not 170. And this is where we see about average is about 85. No, this is a 9700X. And this is the thing that's so good about this is that this is good for both gaming and for productivity, right? So you don't have the limitations. And then if you guys go check out our full review, you can see it actually is a pretty huge boost at 1080p gaming. Now in standard gaming, you know, we go to 1440p and all that sort of stuff, it's not going to be near as much, but yeah. The 13, so Shogun Luffy, from a multi-core, it's nowhere close so far. I mean, for the two chips we've done, the multi-core, the 13900K runs away with it. Single core and two core, it's actually better. You could not run a 9900X in this, no. It's a Mr. Cost, that's where this is, that's why I'm showing this particular one for the 9700X. But in gaming and stuff like that, the 9700X can, and in many cases, like crushed at 1080p, specifically, at 1080p it crushed everything. Very handily, and all of our numbers, all the data and all our numbers are on our review, and then there's a link down to the sheet below that you guys can see all that stuff too. So. Okay guys, so there's that. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's just check some gaming real quick and then we're gonna get into some Enshrouded. But there you go. Like that's one of the things I'm really very impressed with this chip. Oops, I don't know why I'm opening NVIDIA app. Let's open up Steam here. Oh shoot, did it record? Yeah, it looks like it's recording. Okay, good. Now, let's check MSI Afterburner and see if it, like, added it, because it's like, done this before and it had it before. No, it just has usage. Why not get temp? So weird. Oh, there's GPU temp, but not CPU temp. That's so weird. Okay. Let me do this. Xbox. Game bar. Settings. Okay, did they change this? Why does this look weird? Worse. What, did they change the game bar to be worse? Like you used to be able to do monitoring and all sorts of stuff, but. Huh. Wow, okay. I was gonna try and show temps that way, but all good. Okay, well, I can't, for some reason, I'm not gonna be able to show you I mean, I'm not gonna be able to show you gaming temps, but I mean, we can show you a little bit of gaming. Just we'll run some Cyberpunk real quick and then we'll jump into some. I'm really surprised that I can't see the, yeah. I'm just surprised I can't get gaming temps. I can't get CPU temps. That's really surprising. So I'm hoping it's something, I might have to run the beta of the MSI Afterburner. Maybe that'll fix, but I don't know. I've never seen that before. especially on a Ryzen processor. So I can see utilization, which I'm really surprised I can't see temps. Oh, they made the game bar way worse. Hold on, let me check. I have one other option here. That's GPU. Trying to see if I can. I haven't actually ever used this one. Graphics. I don't want to auto tune it. I was trying to see there's an overlay for it, but. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alt Z. Let's see what we can see here. Okay. Okay, so I can see CPU and GPU utilization. And I see CPU. Yeah, you just can't, it's not even showing up here, right? All I can see is utilization. Yeah, all I can see is utilization. So it's like, I don't know if it's just not there yet. Interesting. Okay, well, let's take a look and just see what, let's just see what this is capable of. So we'll go to settings, graphics, go to ray tracing ultra. We'll do DLSS on. We're gonna go to DLAA, 1440p, and we'll actually, here, let's just see how this does. So this is 1440p DLAA, so this is at standard res, this is like no up-res, no upscaling. So this is no upscaling. It's getting 56, 60 frames per second. So yeah, this is like really kind of pushing. Now, one of my favorite ways, and I know this comes up a lot, one of my favorite ways to do this is basically to do it with frame generation, but 60 frames per second at 1440p. Yeah, and it's like, this is as beautiful as Cyberpunk can look. It is so crisp. Hold on one sec. Okay, so there we go, guys. 136, no problems whatsoever. And then again, I wish we could get CPU temps, but it's not showing CPU temps. So there we go. So yeah, there we go. Okay, well guys, now it's time. So I want to give a huge shout out. How close are we to likes on YouTube? let's get those last likes because we're going to jump into Enshrouded and we're getting ready to say goodbye to our YouTube folks because we're getting ready to jump over to Enshrouded in just a second. 205. Okay, that's quite a bit away. So we're going to be jumping in now. Going to be playing some Enshrouded, checking out the new update for that Riddick. Thank you very much for the resub. 34 months, man. Tier 3. Appreciate you. So we're going to be jumping in and playing some Enshrouded now. Tune in tomorrow if you're a YouTuber, if you're watching on YouTube, because we're going to be saying goodbye to you. If you want to come and watch the rest of the show, head on over to twitch.tv/Robeytech. We're going to be doing a budget 7600X build tomorrow. Sorry, budget 9600X build tomorrow. Playing around with that, checking out some 1080p gaming, and with that and a 4070 Super. So that should be a really good build. I think the cost for that build, take a look here. Let's make sure, because I can look it up real quick. Cost for that build is just at $1,600, so it's just shy of $1,500 bucks. We're going to be doing that inside of the Fantex XT Pro. So building a nice, again, budget-focused 1440p build around the 7600X. If you want to be a little bit more cost-conscious. So that's going to be happening tomorrow, just showing off another one of AMD's new cases. And then we're back on Friday, building a showcase build in the Lian Li SUP SUP01 case using the Ryzen 9 7950X. Unfortunately, the 9950X isn't out yet. So we're going to be doing a showcase build inside of that, building with all the bells and whistles and showing off that brand new case. And then we have the Antec C7 next week. We're going to be building another small form factor 7800X 3D build. So it's 2 weeks of nothing but AMD. There is no Intel live show this Friday. So it's all AMD for the next 2 weeks. And that's what's happening. So that is the plan. But outside of that, if you are hanging out with YouTube, we're going to say goodbye to you now. If you're hanging out on Twitch, Blondie, if we could change it over to Enshrouded, we're going to join our friends and jump in and play some Enshrouded and check out the new update. So YouTubers, thank you very much, and we will see you guys tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Here in a minute. Bye-bye, YouTube. And then I'm going to stop the recording. And stop the recording. Cool.